While the food is eaten, presents open, now comes the hard part, taking down all the decorations.
That's no fun, but why throw away when you can recycle? I recently talked to some garden experts for tips on how to reuse your natural decorations. You know, it's always so much fun to pull all the Christmas stuff out. It's not so much fun to put it all away, but you got to do it. And with us today is Derek Thomas and Joe Carmack, who owns Garden District in Northwest. And you guys have some great ideas on what to do after the holiday.
Yeah, it's always that moment where, oh God, I overdid it.
Right.
What am I going to do with all of these decorations?
Yes.
And with the green movement, Joe has got some really great ideas for us on how to recycle and reuse so that we're not consuming so much into next Christmas.
Well, the biggest thing, obviously, Joe, is the Christmas tree.
Right. The first thing that you can do after the Christmas season is you can actually take the branches and get some pruners and trim the branches off and use it as mulch in the garden, and it will fertilize the soil as it decomposes.
Literally take it and just throw it down? That's all you have to do? You don't have to do anything else to it?
Exactly. It's essentially what mulch is, and you're just making it yourself.
Great idea.
That's a really
And
good
it looks
idea.
pretty too.
And talking about mulch, one of the things that I do is I try to give eco-friendly gifts now, because this bag can be reused as a weed block in my garden.
Absolutely. I love doing that.
What do you mean? Seriously?
Yeah, you just cut it up and put it in the garden and use it, and it'll prevent some of the weeds from growing as much as possible. At least you're reusing the bag.
That's great. So
Yeah.
even some of the bags that I get from the grocery store? I
The
can use?
bag that you get from the grocery store can
I love it.
you can use it as weed block.
Wonderful. And
Absolutely.
speaking of weeds, who knew that a poinsettia was actually a weed?
Well, in its native, it does grow like a weed. Now, we will be able to get about another couple of weeks of growth out of that. So I think we're fine with that. But what about those pine cones? I love pine cones, and every year I used to throw them away, and you were giving me that hint about recycling our pine cones.
Joe, I used to go and just gather up pine cones from all the pine trees around the house. And so now I've got these bags of pine cones. Will they keep?
Oh, absolutely. They will keep until the following year, so just hold on to them. Or you can make nice gifts for the following year and have them ready to go. So we definitely keep our pine cones
That's
year
not
after
a bad
year.
idea. Great idea,
Definitely
actually.
last.
Will the poinsettias last?
They will. It depends on the type of care, and there are lots of information that you can find on taking care of your poinsettias. But the main thing is a seasonal thing, so they can last if you want them to.
So you can actually replant them? I mean, can you plant them outside?
You could replant them. They will not survive the winter. But they will grow in a space during the summertime, so you're fine. As soon as last day of frost.
Okay.
So, well, I think what we're basically saying is that there's a lot of things that we can do with the holiday decorations to repurpose it in our gardens.
Yeah. And next year, if you're thinking about getting a tree, is there even maybe a thought of getting a tree that you could replant? I mean, you have some thoughts on that, Joe?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We have dwarf Alberta spruce and blue spruce. And what you want to make sure is that the tree that you get, make sure you know the size of maturity. So when you plant it in your garden, it doesn't get 50 feet if you can handle that.
Okay.
Or smaller.
Absolutely.
So make sure you understand the right size of how it's gonna grow.
Great.
Yeah, and that's real. If you get a live tree, that's really going great.
Right.
Wonderful. All right. Happy after the holidays, everybody, and a great new year. Thank you, fellas.
No,
How did she do that?
I refuse to believe
What?
that the holidays are over. Because they're not.
well, no.
Because until
Another
New
week.
Year's. Yeah, until New Year's.
I don't take my tree down for a while until
either.
after the new year. Got to enjoy it.
Right.
That's fair enough.
Okay, that's what I'm going to do too.
Yeah.
So they're not over. Be joyous and happy, everybody, if you can. Okay. More news. Thanks, Doug. More news ahead on the Midday Show at 11. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Also, we're always available on the web by foxdc.com. See you later.